My name's Rachel, and this is my rescue pup Fado, and we've been living on the road for the last 4 years. From all the way down the Baja Peninsula, up to Alaska, and all over the US, it has been the adventure of a lifetime. Today, I'm going to give you guys a tour of my 2015 Toyota Tundra, and everything that I've done to make it my dream off-grid home on wheels. One of my favorite things that I've done so far is changing up the front of my truck. We removed the stock front bumper and replaced it with an Ironman 4x4 steel front bumper with a winch. We also removed the stock Tundra grill and replaced it with a custom grill from Taco Vinyl. This really transformed the look of my truck. If you look at the bumper, you notice that we also added some off-road lights. This is really helpful when I'm off-roading in the dark or just driving at night on lonely dark roads as I do. I can easily control all of my off-road lights with my switch panel. Now let's talk suspension. I just switched up the suspension of my truck to Ironman 4x4 foam cell pro suspension. I've driven about maybe 2,000 miles on it and it has performed amazingly well with all of the weight of my camper and driving on these awesome dirt roads here in Baja. After almost 30,000 miles on my old wheels and tires, I got a second round of Nomad wheels and Kenda tires. I personally think they are the best combination and they have never failed me. This wheel and tire combo has taken me to Alaska, down to Baja, and all over the US. The new wheels that I just got are the Nomad Wheels 501 Salt Convoys, and my tires are 35-inch Kenda Clever RTs. I thought that I wouldn't have enough room to install a roof rack on my Tundra, but Sherpa proved me wrong. On top of my truck, you can see a custom Sherpa rack, which I have. Sitting pretty are my blue Max Tracks that I've used countless times here in Baja. Honestly, I've used those Max Tracks more times than I can count, and I love how easily accessible they are for my Sherpa rack. I bought my 2015 Toyota Tundra a little over 2 years ago, and it was probably the best decision I ever made. I love this truck, and it has truly never failed me once. Please don't mind all of the bumps and scrapes. This truck has been through a lot. I bought her with 92,000 miles on it, and now she just crossed 140,000 miles. Guys, that's 50,000 miles of full-time living, full-time adventure, and more dirt roads than grains of sand in my hand. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I've gone through a few different rigs. And about a year and a half ago, I found my forever home, which is my 2023 OEV Backcountry 5.8 camper. I genuinely could not love this camper more. I'm gonna give you guys a full tour of the camper to show you just how awesome it actually is. But before I give you guys a tour of the camper, let's finish touring the truck. Along with swapping the front bumper, we also removed the stock back bumper and replaced it with an Ironman steel bumper. Not only did it transform the back of my truck, but it also gave me extra protection, and it also holds my back off-road lighting. I've had my eye on the rig supply swing out for a really long time, and I finally bit the bullet and bought it, and I'm really happy with it. It swings out so I can have a table, so I can cook outside, because it's really nice to not always be cooking in my camper, especially when you're camping in places like this. It also houses a rotopaxi for some extra water or fuel, and I also have a bike mount, but I left my bike and bike mount in storage before I came down here to Baja, which I kind of regret because I wish I had my bike, but what you gonna do? Welcome to my beach casita. One thing I really love about the OEVs is that they're super customizable. I've really had a blank canvas to make this camper my own. I have a Sherpa Tundra, and this is the smallest camper that OEV makes, but I have everything that I could possibly need in this camper. I've got a 69-liter fridge freezer from Truma. I've got a sink with a hot water heater and an outdoor shower. I've got 20 gallons of water that can last me well over a week if I'm frugal. To power my camper, I have 200 watts of Dakota lithium batteries and 200 watts of solar on the roof. This camper has a lot of random spaces for storage, which is good for me because I have a lot of things. And one of my favorite things about this camper is the underbed storage. Under my bed, I'm able to store my clothes and camera gear, and it's really convenient as someone who has a lot of clothes. I've got a max air fan that blows in and out, which is nice for when I'm cooking in the camper. I've got a slide-in table so I can sit here and get my work done, and also I have an inverter so I can keep all of my devices charged. My Truma heater is powered by my control panel right here, so I can stay warm in the winter. And guys, this camper is very insulated. I have camped in it in 10 degrees, and I've stayed warm with no problem at all. There's no bad weather days here in Baja, but it does get very windy, and actually, the first time I was in Baja, my roof blew off my old camper. If you've seen the video, you saw it happen. It was very traumatizing. I've always been very scared of wind, but being in this OEV over the last year and a half in Alaska and down here in Baja, when it's windy, I honestly can't tell because this thing is so sturdy. So I sleep worry-free. My camper also has exterior storage where I keep some extra necessities and an extra battery. I also have the spot to hold all of my propane and my butane. Popping up the camper is easier than you think. It honestly only takes me about 2 to 3 minutes to get completely set up. I like to call this camper Rachel-proof because I have the tendency to make mistakes, as you can see from all of the bumps and scrapes on my truck. One thing I love about this camper is that it is made from boat-grade materials, so everything in here is waterproof. Coming from experience when I accidentally flooded my camper with 15 gallons of water. The camper is also made out of custom-built composite panels and extrusions to make it the most lightweight and strong camper you'll find on the market. I've banged this camper into cactus, trees, everything you can imagine, and it is seriously so strong. You honestly won't find a better built slide-in camper on the market, and I can vouch for that.
Alright.